Hi folks, welcome back to the Nugget. I'm John.
I'm Jake.
Let's do some nugget casting.
Another week where we're back. You might notice it's a little different. We got John here with us today, John Bynum, who's normally, sitting back there. We're kind of actually freelancing here. We have Nolan back there in the editor seat, just kind of doing our best though. But yeah, John filling in for.
I think if we freelanced, that would mean we hired another person on just a week-to-week basis to sit back there. So we haven't even done that much.
We're pretty much just on our own. I don't know what the word for that is, but
if you'd like to, fill in to,
we
sit
can
back there and do nothing.
Yeah, we can do that. We can fill that seat. But yeah, so we got John filling in for Matt. John's kind of, I feel like the unsung hero every week. If you read the newspaper, if you look at this at all, it's because John Bynum has laid his magical tender hands on the keyboard and
did you just say I have tender hands?
and he's put it together. He's having to do he's like laying out the paper every week, and so I think there's been 2 nuggets in the past over a decade.
Yeah. That I haven't been here for.
That he hasn't done directly, made it look the way that it is. So
that's right.
If you love the Nugget, if you love the newspaper, how it looks, John Bynum's a lot to credit there.
I appreciate that. I have to do the whole thing where I say I can't do it without a good team. I know everybody says that.
Right.
Every post game.
Right. Yeah, you got to be
speech is like I had.
Can't be the quarterback just out here
without my offensive line or whatever. So, enough sports references. Of course, I'm here because our fearless leader, Matt, has his toes in the sand,
Yeah.
Again, he hasn't been on vacation that many times this summer. I can still count it on one hand.
Right.
So he's on the beach with the family, and
Yeah, and we thought about, just all riding up to Hilton Head and filming there, but it turns out, we just decided it might be easier to go from here.
Yep.
Hey there, how are you?
And we're back after a little customer service break. The action never stops here at the Nugget. If people want to come in and run ads or put something in the paper.
We don't have the live now shooting live outside or anything. You just come in and find us. So if you walk in and see us sitting here at the table, then
you could always jump in. We got room right here.
Yeah, nobody ever wants to be in.
Nobody wants to take us up on that offer.
Because we have people come in and then they're like, "Don't show us."
Right.
You could just walk right in here and be on Nuggetcast.
Maybe they're not allowed to be seen, in real life. They don't want their face.
Because they're too famous, not because they're wanted criminals or anything like that.
People would realize that they're hiding in Dahlonaga's, paradise.
Yeah.
In secret here.
That could be it. Or it could just be people are camera shy, which is okay. I guess if you want to be camera shy.
So,
I think we were talking about how famous you are. Yeah, you're not
Matt, and
but you're like an unsung hero of the Nugget every week.
Right.
You're
so
making this.
As we said, in more than a decade, there's only been a couple weeks that I haven't been, in the Nugget, of course. And one of my favorite things is sort of designing what you guys see here. And of course, I have to say that, a good team always makes that possible. So people that like Jake, that write articles, and like Sharon, like Jennifer, intern Sam, and then I guess I have to mention the rest of the team, Shauna, and Lindsay. So, of course, it's a team effort, but, we're always kind of doing a lot to, every week to just get this the way you see it here, in your mailbox or around town. So it all started, I guess, a long time ago. Used to do what Jake does now, which is sports reporting. And as soon as I got on the job there, I realized that what they don't tell you is that you're also the photographer, and they're like, here's a camera.
Right.
What these days, your phone is your camera. For a lot of folks, but this is back literally right as almost before that was even a thing. So they just handed me a big old clunky camera and say, go out to the football field where it's nighttime almost, and take amazing photos with not enough lighting. So
Right.
I was like, okay, we'll do this. So I had to read the manual, and
did you have like the big like where you're under the hood and you're hitting the button and there's like a flame goes off like the flash? Like it wasn't that old, right?
No, not a how do you say it? A Doggera type?
I have no idea.
I think that's like the 1800s version, like they used back then, but it's also definitely not it wasn't even the technology that we have now, but. So I read the manual, figured out how to work the camera, and then sort of had it, then like an extra hobby, I guess. So everywhere I'd go, I'd want to, not just sports photos, but, nature, I guess. We like to joke around about our nature photos here that we share with each other just for fun.
Yeah.
So I started sharing nature photos with everybody here, just through our office, where we text each other about what we need to write articles about or whatever. So I would throw in a funny, nature photo just for laughs, every now and again. And
now we got the It's Nature chat, and we're basically always just sending stuff. And mostly our biggest offender here is him, but
offensive probably.
It's not offensive at all. It's quite the opposite. I mean, I think Shauna even has like some of your stuff like hanging up. In her house, like big prints like that,
I think the one she has, are probably better than this. But this is a nice sunrise picture taken, out walking the dog. So you can see that.
I'm hearing word that
thanks
Shauna
has, for having that framed and printed in the first place.
I'm hearing word that Shauna has 3 hanging up in her house.
Okay. That's a good art collection right there.
From our producers offset.
I think that's more than I have in my own house. So.
So
anyway.
you might know his work, not only from the Nugget, but you got a couple Instagram accounts that you post.
We do the Beautiful North Georgia account, and then just my own account. I don't know if we need to flash on the screen here.
Yeah, we'll just have a commercial
click here
for John Bynum's side projects here.
I'm not trying to do all that, but
no, you're good.
So yeah, that's always something fun to do. In fact, I have to say that the not to spoil the front page news too much, too early here in our Nuggetcast, but the goose picture here is something I took just for fun a while back at the local lake, and then lo and behold,
we got in a pinch and needed it.
We got in a pinch where we had some actual some news about are the goose trappers out or not, and there you go.
Yeah,
and it's a goose picture for you.
So just to be able to come in clutch with some John Bynum nature right there, so it's fitting for you to be making your debut today. But yeah. So are you ready to do some NewSprint?
I think I'm ready if you are.
All right.
Yeah.
So the NewSprint, if you don't know, if you haven't been following along, this is episode 26. Where have you been? But the NewSprint is where we take an ambitious, a courageous, a brave attempt at trying to read through the entire paper or the entire front page in 60 seconds. And I think you're about to see some history, folks.
In more than what? How many? Over 20 episodes?
Yeah, 20. This is about to be our 26th try.
Okay.
It's never been done. But you've never been on this side of the glass.
I've never been able to have enough influence, I think, in the
so this could be not to put all the blame on Matt, but like this could be the secret ingredient. You
might be trying to just finesse things a little bit too much. With the front page run through.
So I mean, we're about to find out. If he's the problem or maybe it's me. I don't know.
It's probably going to be me.
But we'll find out. So yeah. So I guess
I'm usually the timer back there. In the back in the shadows. Lurking back there. So. But I'm going to be the timer and the reader, I guess. So
yeah, we'll see if that's even tougher.
Is even possible to do.
Yeah, but if anybody can do it, I think you got it. Yeah, you're going to count us down.
Okay.
Or count yourself down.
I'm going to count myself down. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. So at the very top we have our skybox, we call it, and this week we're talking about some kids who did summer learning at UNG. University, and they learned how to sort of combat hackers and learn some tech savvy skills there on their summer break.
All right, and then right below that top story, we got County faces $1.9 million budget crunch, where basically it's budget season for all of our local governments and everything. And so the county's kind of facing a tough time, with inflation, with all the things, everything's more expensive. And so, they're going through it right there.
Well, we already talked about the geese. I'm not going to waste your time with that too much, but there's speculation that could be being trapped or harmed on purpose. So they're trying to get to the bottom of that. So.
Yeah, the geese are in trouble, going on a wild goose chase, trying to figure it out. Now we got the coroner. The coroner's office is trying to get for a more competitive.
Oh, you didn't even get to the end of the headline.
I didn't know.
You got a skybox and 3 headlines.
Man, all right. Thank you for that, big.
I don't know how to turn this thing off, actually.
Oh, gosh, sorry. This is going to be a tough Nuggetcast, just talking over that the whole time.
It usually just goes on forever and we just cut it off, halfway through the video. Okay.
He's yelling. I think what I was trying to say was that the coroner's office is trying to get a more competitive salary.
Yeah, compared to surrounding counties for, similar population in the county and similar workload, they say. So
yeah, now we're kind of cheating, just going into overtime with the NewSprint.
This is NewSprint.
If you want to know, you're going to have to read that or whatever. Hopefully you already have by now. But so that was our NewSprint. Unsuccessful as it was.
That was probably the worst performance I can even, we didn't even get below the fold, as we say.
We didn't. So I guess we found out it's not actually Matt. So that leaves only me.
We wanted to give the people too much good information about each one. That was our downfall.
Yeah, that's what it is. You can't sum it up in a minute. You can't sum up a nugget in a minute.
I don't want to, but it's a good cause, and they're on the front page, but it's below the fold, and I don't want them to get forgotten about. But the folks at Community Helping Place do have a fundraiser coming up just a little later on July 21st, and it's their big fundraiser. It's the Tomato Sandwich Supper.
Ah, yes.
We won't tell you too much. You can read Sharon's extensive article about it, but they do. Put that on in the park downtown for the community, so you can read about that.
Yeah, it's
below the fold.
It's a big hit every year. I think that they do the tomato supper or tomato.
It's not just tomato. I mean, it's like sandwich. Delicious BLT with all the extras, and then music. In the park and everything.
But I mean, even if it was, so are you a big tomato sandwich?
Absolutely.
I know that you guys garden and stuff a little bit.
We do. The tomatoes at the Bynum house were not quite. The massive. How do you measure tomatoes? A bushel? Is that
a bushel? Oof, I have no idea.
A bunch?
A mess? I don't know.
What's an old-fashioned
I think is
container of tomatoes?
I don't know. You got
whatever it is. We didn't get near anything. So.
Dang.
We didn't grow enough tomatoes to
So you're good with just a tomato, some mayonnaise on some bread, just that? Like you don't need
some bacon.
Okay, so you go BLT.
And my secret is got to have the just perfectly ripe avocado, and then you slice it. So I can tell by the look on your face that this is blowing your mind right now. But if you haven't had a BLT with avocado and some salt, you just don't know what life could be like.
So where does the A go in the BLT? Is it BALT? A Balt?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry, that's too many.
It's a Balt.
Too many questions.
The B is for bread.
You didn't sign up for any of this whenever you agreed to do this.
This was not in our pre-planning meeting here, before the video.
Didn't sign up for any of this. All right. Well,
how to make a Balt.
How to make a Balt. Okay. Yeah. So we got Chef John cooking with us today.
I didn't say I wouldn't burn the bacon though, so in the frying pan.
Yeah, after our commercial break, we're just gonna do like GPB right here. Like we'll have you like cook something,
GPB.
And then we'll have I'll come with like Bob Ross.
Was like 1990. I think they have the Food Network now.
They kind of ruined it.
Guy Fieri's gonna cook. Gonna come in.
All right. Well,
if you're watching, Guy. Got you a spot right here.
Right. Yeah, for real. we will take it. Yeah. All right. So we're kind of going off the rails here a little bit. But
That's
I mean,
okay.
so
we'll just cut all that out.
But so, I mean, we talked about the front page, but was there anything, deeper in the paper that you wanted to spend more than 60 seconds on?
Yeah, I think so. Of course, people like a good ghost story, of course.
Yeah.
And in Dahlonega, there's plenty of, haunted places people that believe in ghosts like to say.
Mm-hmm.
On the public square, there's been books written about that, but also around the old historic cemeteries. Mm-hmm. So one of the local people in the square, they do a walking tour of Dahlonega, and one of the places they like to visit is some of the local downtown cemeteries, and so they've been trying to sort of get it approved to do that in the cemetery, so they could share the historical story, the stories about the cemetery, a little bit after dark to make it a little bit more spooky,
Yeah.
And so the city council, since it's a city cemetery, they had to weigh the pros and cons. So this week they did give the go-ahead for that. A little bit of controversy.
Yeah, a little bit of debate.
Just people that, not sure if that should be something going on. But anyway, the council, took into consideration all those things. So that's one of our other news stories that you can read about, in this week's paper.
I gotcha. Yeah, and then I mean, if you wanna just go get the full on thing, we got our sports section here.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little tough to make it. As it's tough. The dead week is intimidating.
The dead week sounds bad. It's an intimidating name.
The only person that dies is the sports writer who has to come up with the
heart. You're just like dying
right.
to get more sports, right?
Right. Yeah, because everybody else is they're on the beach or whatever enjoying the 4th of July week. The sports writer is dying for more sports. That was good. Yeah. But so we were able to come up with enough, we obviously have Katie Gettings, going on to do her tennis career and academic career for now. We got softball getting some work in. And we've got wrestlers representing us on the national stage. So.
Yep, right, high school wrestlers.
Yeah. So they wrestled at state for the high school team this year, and then now they're in kind of their, I don't know if it's necessarily their club season as it would be in other sports, but they're kind of doing their own like individual.
They have their regular season, like high school athletes, and then they have like maybe travel teams, or have like these other places that they use to hone their skills.
Yeah,
and just so not get rusty. I guess so.
Yeah, so that's kind of what they're doing, and so they made it all the way to North Dakota.
There you go.
Fargo, right. North Dakota. I bailed on trying to do an accent there.
I don't have a very good Midwestern accent either, so.
But yeah, so that's what we had going in sports. So we kind of just.
And more, even inside, that we're not even going to tell you about.
Yeah. I mean, you got to save some for people to read about.
Right.
But yeah, so I guess with that, it brings us to everybody's favorite.
Yeah, one of our other most popular sections on the crime trail in Dahlonega is the weekly crime beat in the Nugget, where we scour the local police happenings to bring you, always the most wacky stories that you'll never believe actually happened, right here in our little town.
That's what everybody tells us, is that they're dying for this crime beat. That's what everybody wants to read and wants to see or whatever. They just throw off. We spend all that time talking about the front page. People just toss that aside
rip
sometimes
into it and just right to page 2.
Some people, not everyone,
right.
thank goodness, but some people do, and so that's what we're here for. Give you some crime time.
So it's crime time.
Crime time. But yeah, so we don't have the lever this week, mostly just because John is normally the lever.
Well, as you know, Matt usually pulls the lever, and then we have me as the extra person throwing in the piece of paper.
I guess it's no secret. It was like kind of it seemed like a magical lever. It's really just John.
I mean, it's an interesting piece of engineering that's been with us for a while, but I'm right here in the front now, so we'll just forgo the lever.
Yeah, so did you have like a favorite of this week's crime beat?
Yeah, I like the one that happened. It was reported on June the 22nd in Dahlonega, and apparently a woman said someone stole her cell phone and then threw it in the bushes. So she found the phone, but the only reason she found the phone, it was even a few days later, and it was just because an alarm went off on her phone. So first of all, you need to keep a closer eye on your phone. Everybody knows that.
But if you're gonna lose your phone, I guess, or like have it stolen,
don't let your friend. You
better just have some alarms lined up.
It must have been a party, and that person was probably uninvited. And just
you think
stole the phone. Yeah, saw the opportunity, but I have to say, give props to the phone owner for setting an alarm.
Yeah.
That was going to go off 3 days or a few days later or whatever.
That is good.
Knowing that the phone would be stolen.
Right. Good, like, just theft insurance there where you're just like, if they're going to steal my phone and throw it in nearby bushes, I better have some way of hearing it and finding out that
the bushes weren't obviously very far.
Because, if they stole it and then were like a good criminal and just stole it and took it with them, then it better be a loud alarm. But luckily they knew that they were going to throw it in the nearby bushes.
It could have been that it was just a prank, taken and badly.
Hid them.
It's not taken as a funny prank, Yeah.
It could be, yeah. Yeah, so that is, I'm glad it all worked out, That is nice whenever you have, I think Matt said this before, but it's nice whenever you have a crime beat part that is like, you have your conflict, but it's also solved.
It's like a good movie plot. You got the rising action,
right?
The conflict, and then the good resolution.
All in the same, yeah.
All in the same crime beat.
Whenever you can get that all in one, then that's the best ones. The one that I chose is not that. It is not that. There is no resolution, I don't think. But on July 1st, a woman said her old roommate from more than 10 years ago came back to steal her weed.
Oh, I think there's more. Yeah, there's more.
Her weed eater. Sorry. Yeah, her weed eater. Sorry. So a woman said her old roommate from more than 10 years ago came all the way back to steal her weed eater. Mm-hmm. And that just seems odd.
There's a lot going on in this one, 4-line entry. First of all, just so y'all know, I had a dash between weed and eater, so that Jake wouldn't get tripped up on the reading of this and think it was weed that was stolen. Yeah. They made me take it out.
That was like, some last second, people always ask, like, oh yeah, do you proofread the nugget or whatever, which is kind of a thing that we don't like to hear because normally people ask that only if there's so many
we found
but there's so many words in here that we do get right, and so that was like our last second. I'm like Googling like weed eater, 1 word, 2 words, because you'll never be sure enough.
The World Wide Web says it's 2 words.
It's 2 words, yeah. And so we did that, but yeah, so I doubt somebody would call the police to tell them that someone stole their weed, like it would, because then they would just be telling.
It's kind of like incriminating yourself.
Yeah,
right?
So but, glad that it was her weed eater that was stolen, but
what we don't know
that's probably more valuable at the same time.
What we don't know is either this just happened and the roommate had come back, or it happened a long time ago, and this person reporting the incident just has a really good memory and just a grudge that they just won't let go.
Right.
About this weed eater.
That could be it, yeah.
Could have happened a long time ago.
But that's not the 10-year reunion that you want, I think.
Statute of limitations might have expired as of now, 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's true. I'm going to guess that it was a recent.
Okay.
Stealing, but I don't know. But yeah, not the 10-year reunion that you'd want. But
you don't usually bring your weed eaters to 10-year reunion anyway.
No, I don't know. I haven't made it to one yet, but yeah. All right. Well, I guess that kind of wraps it up. That was an action-packed.
That was an action-packed Nuggetcast, I would say. Yeah, a lot of action.
A very good debut for John. If you like John more than me and Matt, let us know in the comments below. But also, obviously we like Matt, and he will be back. We haven't just replaced him, forever or anything. So
it would have been nice. It would have been nice to be down on the beach,
recording
this Nuggetcast from the surf, the sand, with a nice breeze, I could just see it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been good.
I can't even. Yeah. Would have been nice. I hope he's not like waiting on us or whatever. That would be,
I know.
That'd be weird.
I'm going to assume that he's just
enjoying. He's probably not even thinking about the
Nuggetcast.
To be honest, he'll watch it tomorrow with the rest of y'all.
He'll just find out what happened then. He's probably just enjoying the everything the beach has to offer.
Yeah.
Down there.
And so with that, I mean, that is the end of our Nuggetcast. We hope you enjoy it, like you enjoy the beach. John has half a cup of water there.
My half a cup of coffee.
Oh, man. All right. Well, so with that, if you enjoyed Nuggetcast, if you enjoy the Nugget, you can subscribe to both. Just come in here and subscribe to the newspaper.
You can drive on up in the parking lot right in the middle of our recording like everybody else and just come on in.
That is allowed.
And
or you can just call.
Yeah, that's true.
We make it easy for you, whatever you want to do. But yeah, so if you like us, come on.
Yeah.
We got something for you, whether it's through YouTube video, through the actual print paper. We got something for everybody.
Yeah. All right. Well, this has been great.
Yeah. Do you want to do the...
Yeah, I don't know if I have the skills, but okay. Until next time.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Hey,
what?
wasn't I supposed to do something today?
I don't think so.
Never mind.